Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Exercise 7.1, question number 1. If A, B, and C are respectively the points 2, -4, 4, 0, and 1, 6, use vector method to find the coordinates of the point D if part 1, ABCD is a parallelogram, part 2, ADBC is a parallelogram. So we start with the first part. We start the solution. We are given that ABCD is a parallelogram. Coordinates of point A are 2, -4, of point B are 4, 0, of C are 1, 6, and let the coordinates of the unknown point D are X and Y. We draw a parallelogram, we name it as ABCD. And let's see, as this is a parallelogram, so by vectors we know that the opposite sides are equal and parallel. So the vector AD will be equal to the vector BC. Now I'm going to use it here as ABCD is a parallelogram. So I must have vector AD is equal to vector BC. Vector AD equals to vector BC. Now what is vector AD? X coordinate difference into unit vector I, Y coordinate difference into unit vector J. So I'm going to write X minus 2 into unit vector I plus Y minus 4 into unit vector J. This becomes the vector AD, the coordinates of D minus the coordinates of A. And then vector BC, 1 minus 4 into unit vector I, 1 minus 4 into unit vector I plus 6 minus 0 into unit vector J. 6 minus 0 into unit vector J. Now let's simplify it a bit. X minus 2 into unit vector I plus Y plus 4 into unit vector J is equal to minus 3I plus 6J. And let's compare the unit vector I and the coefficient of unit vector I and the coefficient of unit vector J. As a result, I'm going to get X minus 2 is equal to minus 3 and Y plus 4 is equal to 6. So I get X is equal to minus 3 plus 2. It becomes minus 1. And Y is equal to 6 minus 4. So it becomes 2. Hence, the coordinates of the point D are minus 1 and 2. And that is our answer. Now let's get to our second part. The second part is that ADBC is a parallelogram. So I have written all the coordinates. A is 2 minus 4, B is 4, 0, C is 1, 6. And the unknown coordinates of the unknown point D, I have named its coordinates as X and Y. And I have written it as let D is XY. And now you can see I have named my parallelogram as A, D, B, and C. So now you can see vector AC is equal to vector DB. You may also write vector AD is equal to vector CB. It's your choice, whatever you want to use. Now I'm right now using AC is equal to DB. So I'm going to write it here as ADBC is a parallelogram. So AC vector must be equal to DB vector. Let's evaluate these vectors. AC, 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 into unit vector I plus 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 into unit vector J is equal to 4 minus 6. 4 minus x into unit vector I plus 0 minus 5. 0 minus y into unit vector j. As a result, I get -1 into unit vector I. 6 minus 4 becomes 6 plus 4. You may write it as 10 into unit vector j is equal to 4 minus x into unit vector I plus, or you may simply write plus into minus y. So I am simply writing minus y into unit vector j. Compare the coefficient of unit vector I and the coefficient of unit vector j. As a result, you will get -1 is equal to 4 minus x. Bring this minus x towards this side and -1 toward this side. As a result, you get x is equal to 4 plus 1. It is equal to 5. And from here, comparing the coefficient of unit vector j, I get 10 is equal to minus y, bring y towards this side and 10 towards this side, you will get y is equal to -10. Hence, the coordinates of point D in the second part become 5 minus 10, and that is the answer. And that completes the solution. And you must note that you can solve these questions correctly if you have drawn the parallelogram. When you get the parallelograms, you can see clearly which two vectors are equal. And that completes the solution.